Hello fun people, I'm Isaac Carlson, and today we need to go through May's trippy nightmare from Turning Red because it's an absolute minefield of weird imagery and symbolism. But before we dive into all of that, I have to say a huge thank you to everyone who has helped grow this YouTube channel to 700,000 subscribers. It's so hard for me to imagine that there are that many of you out there who have enjoyed my videos, who love Disney like I do, and have made the decision to click the little subscribe button. I remember when there was 300 people when I started posting on a consistent basis. It's so crazy to imagine how big this community is. You've all helped me achieve so many of my childhood dreams, and I can't wait to accomplish so many more. We're only just getting started, and I can't thank you enough. Now, speaking of dreams, we need to talk about Maze. You see, Tony Maki, a story artist on Turning Red, explained in The Art of Turning Red that this panda-filled fever dream is the catalyst for Panda May. It's the moment where we get to see and feel May hitting adolescence. So that's the lens I use to analyze this dream. After the candles in the temple blow out and it begins to rain outside, at 3:49 a.m. specifically, May is shown to be restless as she enters her family's temple in her dream. The only difference is that it's covered in a red glow. And while this may feel like a dark and evil setting with the ominous music and the color red often being associated with villains in Western stories, the symbolism of red in Chinese culture is extremely positive. In China, red is a symbol for luck, joy, and happiness. It represents celebration and fertility and is even believed to ward off evil. May might feel overwhelmed by the transformation she's going through, but it is necessary and it will empower her. As her nightmare progresses, the barrier between what's real and what isn't becomes very blurred as the white light that was coming from lightning outside her window starts to flash red instead. You see, it's believed that between 3 and 4 a.m., the barrier between the physical and spiritual realm is the thinnest, which allows spirits to cross into our world. Sun Yi's panda spirits can connect with May even though there's no red moon. The eyes of the red panda statues in the temple then begin to glow, their bodies begin to crack, and a blast of light soars into the sky, calling upon a horde of red pandas to overtake our view of the red moon in the sky. The mystical red pandas have arrived in May's mind and will now dominate her thoughts, symbolizing that she's being flooded with a new energy and is growing to become like the rest of the women in her family, who also took on the panda. Of course, though, May still needs to figure out a lot of things that come with this new phase in her life, leading to her being forced to face her thoughts, urges, and obsessions, the entities her mother despises the most. First, she sees Devon as a mermaid just like how she drew him in her fan art, only it seems he can't breathe out of the water. The reality of how May imagined him begins to fall apart, especially when he's placed on a ball of rice like he's going to be eaten. Her wholesome fantasy breaks down. Then, out of the lockers from May's school rises a bunch of daisies, which often symbolize innocence and purity. Therefore, when we see the faces of the members of Four Town on those flowers, what we're being shown is that because of May's experiences from school, her naive perspective is being altered by her new lust for boys. At least that's how it feels for May at the moment, but as the nightmare goes on, the imagery continues to reveal the true core of what her transformation means. Next, May is forced to stare into the glowing eyes of the Sun Yi statue, the eyes of a red panda on her family's tapestry, and a massive collage of her ancestors' photos. At the moment, it feels like everyone's judgmentally watching her every move and has expectations for what she should do in her life. Even when it comes to this nightmare, it feels like May is only focusing on addressing the concerns of her family, but the nightmare is far from over. Another panda statue with glowing eyes is shown, but it's unlike any other statue I was able to see in the Lee family temple, as it appears to be long and extended beyond its back legs. The panda is moving closer to May and is ready to shape her. A dead bird and what appears to be a shattered pair of May's glasses are shown next, which is just brilliant. You see, birds often symbolize hope, wisdom, and enlightenment, and a similar meaning is held by glasses, which symbolize intelligence, insight, and enlightenment. But since the bird is dead and May's glasses are broken, that means May is going to feel like her limited understanding of the world has been destroyed because she's moving past her time as a child. The bird also reminds me of the one May drew with Devon, which again shows that her dreams and fantasies will be broken down not only by her mother directly, but also because May has thus far been unwilling to deviate from her mother's desired path for her. While at the beginning of Turning Red, May believed she was doing her own thing, in reality, she still needs to discover what it truly takes for her to become an independent and free girl. May must become wiser, and that is solidified by what we see next. What follows in the nightmare is a traditional Chinese folding fan set on fire with the reflection of May's mother appearing to scream across it, and it's an incredible visual. You see, Chinese folding fans are recognized as a symbol of wealth, authority, and wisdom, and since May's mother is across it while being burned, that means Ming's ability to influence and control May is being destroyed because of May's transformation. At the same time, May needs to rebuild herself. She's becoming free of her mother's thoughts and commands. All of this feels so well thought out and intelligently done, and I just love it. This feels like what Pixar was born to do, and it only gets better from here. Next, we see a leaf falling, showing that times are changing for May, and that idea is repeated through the donkey releasing a snake from its mouth. It's a pretty grotesque image, but in China, the donkey represents steadfastness and determination, while snakes are symbols of fertility, flexibility, and transformation. May has always been a constant in her mother's life because she has remained loyal and respectful to any request, meaning she starts out as the donkey, but over time she has to uncomfortably and painfully release the true version of herself into the world, meaning that May must become the snake breaking out of where she was trapped within. That idea is continued by the image of a worm that has been cut in half. You see, it's often believed that seeing a single earthworm in your dream means you will soon make a friend who you will form a permanent bond with. But since the worm is ripped apart, I think this is foretelling that May and her mother's relationship will be broken after her transformation. And that becomes solidified when the two panda spirits around Sun Yi come out of the tapestry and go into May. I think in that moment, May's red panda is created, which allows her to wake up the next morning as a panda, and that changes her life forever. But that's just my perspective on May's wild nightmare. What do you think this insane dream meant? Let me know down in the comments or over on our imaginative Discord server. Make sure to subscribe so we can grow this community to 1 million fun people. And of course, thanks for watching and have a magical day.